Game of the Year! Wow, that was weird.
That was good.
You should put that at the start of everyone.
I don't know how we did that.
Game of the Year,
1998.
What? How are we doing this? What is? Oh man.
Yeah.
Spooky. Do you want to start with your first honourable mention then?
Alright, I don't know where to start. Okay. My first honourable mention is Bomberman Fantasy Race.
Yeah.
Which was one of the games that came with my PS1.
Oh wow.
Because it was like it was a hand-me-down PS1.
Yeah.
Because and that was one of the games with it. It was sort of like Mario Kart, but with Bomberman. Every game aimed at that sort of like age.
Yeah.
Inevitably, you're gonna have like a kart race, or
Yeah.
like Crash Team Racing or Mario Kart or whatever. But instead of like cars, they had like giant rabbits that they rode on.
Sounds like some sort of
And you
weird
could, like-
Ann Summers game.
But yeah, it kind of had like the single player mode. You could kind of upgrade like your rabbit and.
I'd forgotten already that you said rabbit, and then I was expecting you to say car, and it just that was pretty.
Yeah, but I mean, and it sort of like had this thing of like you could run races, and you like the first time you went round like a tournament, you'd come like third or fourth or something like that, and then with the money you got from that, you could like buy better things, and I really like that about. Well, I like that when they have that in racing games, because then it's kind of. I find with a lot of racing games, they're not as fun because it like if you don't come first, then you kind of don't really get anything out of it. But with this, it was really good with that. It had like crazy weapons and stuff, mostly bombs because it was Bomberman. The next one is Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver, which was actually now considering what I said about Bomberman, I might have to reconsider this because basically. I mean, it was Hot Wheels, it was a racing game, and like, you didn't get anything if you didn't come first. But I mean, because it was Hot Wheels instead of like proper cars, like the tracks were all quite cool, and they were like sand castles and loops and stuff like that, which was fun, and there was like a track editor.
So my first honourable mention is Medieval, with an I. For a long time I didn't know whether I'd actually played Medieval 2 or Medieval 1. In fact, it turns out I played both. I didn't even know. But I don't remember a lot about it apart from it was funny and weird. So like you play as a skeleton and you can remove your head and put it on a hand, and then like that's kind of like a way to get through like puzzly bits and stuff. But I remember thinking that was like amazing when I first played it. And what's the name of the guy shot in the eye? Arrow in the eye.
Harold Hadrada? No, Godwinson? One of them. 1066.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. I think you play as him, but
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
It's like Sir Walter Fortescue or something.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. How do you know that? I don't.
Demos, man. Surprised! This is a game I have played a demo of.
The generous demos.
Yeah.
I remember some reference to being shot in the eye. I don't know. Maybe I just made that up. But anyway, yeah. So and like there was a mad scientist level, and that was just like what? It's like I'm a skeleton, but I'm also in a mad scientist thing. But that might have been in 2. I can't remember. And there was you go through a museum and fight dinosaurs.
That sounds pretty.
It's amazing. That might have been 2 as well, but. I just remember it being like a really fun
Is this why
game.
it's an honourable mention instead of a Game of the Year?
Yeah,
because you can't remember
a lot of it.
If it's the one you Alright, fair enough. Yeah. My next honourable mention is Motocross Madness, which just...
A lot of driving.
I was really into driving games when I was younger.
In '98, well, but, when they were released.
Yeah, I didn't play this until a lot later than '98. Yeah. But, no, I mean, it was a pretty solid motorbike game. There was like some fun stunt modes and stuff. There was a really good one on like a ski ranch.
Resort?
That's the one. A ski resort.
Ski ranch.
But I mean, because they were like ski ramps. and stuff, and it was all kind of like there was stuff to do, skiing tricks, but you're on motorbikes,
so yeah,
so it was good. Yeah, not much more to say about that. Really. It's only an honourable mention.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fun, but there's not a great deal to it other than.
I've played a motocross game, but I don't know what it was.
My next one is Metal Slug 2, because Metal Slug it's a recurring theme in my honourable mentions. Metal Slug 2 is... I've played more of it, sort of, than Metal Slug 1. I've played Metal Slug X a lot, which is Metal Slug 2 but like redone.
Oh, okay.
And there's an excellent bit in Metal Slug X where there's a tank and a plane and you can choose which one to go in, but if there's 2 players, you can each go in one. And then you can get the tank to jump on top of the plane, and then just have a tank on a plane, and it's the most amazing thing. Plus, I mean, it's Metal Slug, it's mental bullet hell action.
My next one is Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, which I am right in remembering this is the time travel one.
Yes.
Crash Bandicoot, as I've mentioned before, is a staple. And
it's a staple piece.
It is a staple piece. Link down below. And yeah, and then adding the additional element of time travel. It just...
Yeah, so I think this is probably the Crash Bandicoot game I've played most of.
Yeah.
Unless you count Crash Bash and Crash Team Racing.
We don't.
But...
no, they were right.
They're good.
No, yeah,
yeah, no, I really liked it, from what I can remember.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
I might put my first Game of the Year candidate back into the honourable mentions list. Just because I have only played the demo.
Was it a generous
It was a generous demo. It was a very generous demo. It's Jazz Jackrabbit 2, which I've never played Jazz Jackrabbit 1. But basically...
You've not played Jazz Jackrabbit 2?
I've played the demo. Basically, it's kind of like a side-scrolling shooter, another recurring theme.
Yeah.
But you play the rabbit with a gun. Rabbits are
yeah. Side-scrolling, driving, and rabbits seem to be a recurring theme in this episode. What was particularly valuable about Jazz Jackrabbit?
It was just like... It was kind of like the best game on a demo disc that I had. And it was like the one that kind of... I played loads and loads and loads, even though it was just a demo.
Yeah.
I kept coming back to it, and there was a lot of like different, like the levels were really big and kind of expansive, so you could go through and find all sorts of different things on different playthroughs. And there's actually quite a good multiplayer mode on it as well, which I think possibly I might have enjoyed because it was on PC, and trying to do split screen on a PC with one keyboard is kind of... It's an exercise in fun in itself.
I can imagine, yeah.
It gets a bit chaotic. Yeah. Kind of like Metal Slug, but with versus mode.
And rabbits.
And rabbits.
But no tank plane, I'm guessing.
No tank plane.
Nah.
The TP is a staple of Metal Slug. Well, it's not a staple, it's only...
It's not toilet paper, TP.
No, tank plane.
My candidate to win...
Your only one.
My only one, yeah. I think I've only got one for all.
I would have put Crash 3 forward, to be honest.
I can't remember a lot of it though, but I do remember a lot about this, which is Spyro. Nice little segue there. Yeah, it's kind of like I have the same kind of feeling for Crash Bandicoot 1 as I do for Spyro. In that it's just that like everyone kind of played it and everyone loved it. Yeah. And there wasn't any...
Although I don't think I ever played the first Spyro.
I know I played...
Well, I mean, I didn't get a PlayStation 1 until the PS2 was out. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, you play as a tiny dragon. That's adorable in itself. Yeah. What are your memories of Spyro then?
My memories of Spyro are large. I can't remember what... I think Gateway to Glimmer was the one that I played most of. And I can remember there being like, you had to collect like these little orbs. And I'd collected 99 out of 100 of the orbs, and I think this was a rental copy of the game. And I just kept trying to get this last fucking orb. I just could not do it. and I gave that back, and I've never played it since.
The unreachable.
But I did. I enjoyed getting up to that last point.
Yeah, that says a lot as well. In that, like, you're collecting 100 orbs, and you still find that enjoyable. Up until the 100th.
I know it's a game that's always had like. It's a game that's always got like really good characters in it and stuff, and I think it did a very good job of having, again, like these large levels which you can kind of go around and collect things and stuff like that.
I remember it being like, probably going to get, this is probably going to be controversial, but a less annoying Legend of Zelda. Yeah. I've got to be honest, it does irritate me, but maybe that's just looking back, but I have fond memories of Spyro.
What irritates you?
Legend of Zelda.
Oh.
Not Spyro. Legend of Zelda. Or at least Wind Waker, and which I know some people argue is the best game, and Ocarina of Time.
Oh, fucking hell. I was just about to say, as long as you don't badmouth Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. No. It was good, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about Spyro.
I've never played them.
I've only played those two.
But I mean, Rayman's probably better anyways.
Now there's a...
Definitely better than Mario, just saying. My one that I'm genuinely putting forward is Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Because the three best things about Star Wars are lightsabers, space battles, and the pod race.
You missed off Jar Jar Binks.
No, I didn't. And Rogue Squadron does like the whole X-Wing fighting TIE fighters. It does it really well. But yeah, no, I've been playing it again recently because it came out on Good Old Games. I spent I think £4 on the game and then 25 quid on a joystick to play it with, because the idea of doing a dogfighting game with a keyboard didn't sound alarmingly great.
Yeah, I did that on whatever one I got. I've forgotten what I got now.
Was it the Naboo?
It was the
Fighter one?
Yeah, it was. I think yeah. Yeah, and I had to go with mouse and keyboard. It was just irritating. So I can see, especially like if when it first came out, you played it with a joystick. Then you would be hooked up.
Yeah. And I mean, again, this was a full game that I had as a child.
Oh my
so this
God.
was
This the only
big
one
stuff. That's because my dad wanted to play it, so he got the full game.
It's a very generous demo.
But no, I mean, it's sort of it's got really good replayability and stuff because you get medals and stuff, which I think if you get a certain amount of medals for each level, you can kind of unlock new ships to play the replay levels as.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you've kind of got a different way of approaching it.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are snow speeder levels where you get to fly around 8080s and do the tow cable thing, which, I mean, that's Star Wars. Yeah. That's all of Star Wars.
6 films about that.
Yeah.
Just going round and round. Yeah, and playing it, even though I was shit at it.
You were shit.
I was shit. It's like you and FPS.
Yeah.
But it was really cool actually. Maybe it was just the fact that your joystick was amazing, but all the buttons and then the X-wing wings.
Yeah, having the joystick definitely helps. I think it's kind of. I mean, it's
quite immersive.
Yeah.
It does make you feel like you're in the cockpit.
It's getting to you. I mean, it's a game where you get to fly an X-wing and chase around TIE fighters and shoot them down. I mean,
yeah,
there's not really much wrong you can do with that.
Yeah.
So,
but you don't play as a dragon.
You don't play as a dragon. If you get lots of medals, though, you get to unlock a dragon.
I don't believe you.
No, you can't.
Tiny dragon.
Yeah, but Star Wars, X-wings, 8080s.
The thing for me with Star Wars games is that I didn't play. I never really played. I've not played a lot of them, even though I've got them on Steam. But they all they all seem kind of watered down because there's so many of them. And they don't stand out to me. Whereas Spyro is like tiny dragon.
All right, I'll give you Spyro because it is very good. And
it is.
It's a game rather than a game tied in with a film.
Yeah, and it's a game instead of a flight simulator. A tiny dragon flight simulator. That would be amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
It's alright.
Are we agreed?
We are agreed.
I'm not saying Rose Squadron isn't good. I'm just saying tiny dragon.
You're not good at it.
Shut up. I could be. So yeah, Spyro.
Alright, Spyro.
Game of the year 1998.
I'll try to sound a bit less begrudging. Spyro! Game of the year! Do the like and the subscribe.
Do the commenty things.
Yeah.
And
tweet us some questions.
Yeah, please. Tweet, just comment, tweet, interfere with us. Wait, that sounds weird. No, cut that.
Interact with us.
Yeah, you do that one too. Yeah. Share, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Do
Go
all the
and
things.
look at his channel.
And look at the other videos
Yeah.
on that channel.
Uh,
Yeah. Woo! Game of the year 1998. Spyro 1. You mean we didn't plan it before? Were you not at the meeting? Yeah.
It's my channel. I'm too important to go to meetings. I'm just the talent at this point.
Talent. It's a very loose word.
I'm not sure what talent.